What's going on, everybody? Kenny Bomb is in the building, and we are approaching a new era in Mortal Kombat. We went through the first era, Mortal Kombat 1, 2, and 3. Came up to the second era, what I would consider to be the 3D era, Mortal Kombat 4, Deadly Alliance, Deception, and Armageddon. But we just came off of the most recent era with Mortal Kombat 9, 10, and 11. Now we see when we enter these new eras, some of our favorite characters get left behind. While some of those 3D era characters will be returning to Liu Kang's new universe, we haven't seen these characters since Armageddon, and some of the other characters were even one and done. So what happens to the characters from the reset era? We gotta talk about it. But first, let me know in the comment section which of these characters you would like to see come back in a future Mortal Kombat game, and which characters you never want to see again. And if you like this video, be sure to smash that subscribe button so you don't miss the next one. Now let's get into it.
Run, boy, they coming on.
So if you take a look at the top left of your screen, you'll see a list of all of our new characters from the reset era. Now Takeda's saved because he already made it into a DLC pack, but a lot of these characters, unfortunately, we won't see in Mortal Kombat for a very long time. Even though they're good characters, you think about characters like Havoc, Hotaru. Hotaru's not a good character. Havoc, Ashura, Reiko. Let's get one more. Nitara. All of these characters a lot of people like, but we haven't seen them at all in the reset era. So a lot of these characters won't make it into Liu Kang's new era, and we probably won't see them for the next 3 games at least. So what we're gonna do is take a look at these characters and point out which characters will likely make it into Mortal Kombat 13, Mortal Kombat 2, whatever they call it, and which characters we probably won't see again for a very long time. And you know what? We're not gonna pull them in any particular order. I'm just gonna grab them as I see them. And the first one that stands out to me is my boy Tor. Now we know we got Farah in Mortal Kombat 1. She is gonna be in the DLC pack. Now, in the ending for Mortal Kombat 10, Tor did die. Very tragic. These were actually my favorite new characters in Mortal Kombat 10, even over the Kombat Kids. But unfortunately, I don't think we ever see Tor in Mortal Kombat again. Being that we only got Farah this time, because this was the perfect opportunity for them to give us both, but they're only giving us Farah, so I don't think Tor is going to come back. I think they are sticking with the storyline that he's dead, and Farah is probably going to come back as like the big beast in Mortal Kombat 1. She is a cameo, so does she have the little thing on her back? Does she have the little Farah on her back? We don't know yet, but unfortunately for my boy Tor, I hate to do this, but we got to cancel Christmas on him. I'd love to see him back in the future though, maybe even as his own character. I want to see a character in Mortal Kombat that grapples like Solomon Grundy did in Injustice Gods Among Us. That's the type of character I want to see in Mortal Kombat the most, because I'm never really good with grapple characters, but Solomon Grundy, for whatever reason in Injustice, worked, and I used to kill people with him. Aquaman was still #1 though, but let's get back to Mortal Kombat. You know what? Let's stick to Injustice, because what we're going to do is we're going to pull Cetrion, because Cetrion, I think, was a good character, but I don't think Cetrion was a good Mortal Kombat character. She just seemed to me like she would fit better in Injustice. So I think we still see Cetrion in like the story of Mortal Kombat, you know, down the line at some point, but I don't know if we ever see Cetrion again as a playable character, even past Mortal Kombat 3, whatever we call it at the end of this Liu Kang era. I don't think we'll ever see Cetrion as a playable character again. Cool for Mortal Kombat 11, but you know, she just wasn't a great character. Unfortunately, we got 2 in the trash can right now that we won't see. You know what? Let's save somebody. Who will we see in Mortal Kombat again in the future? Unfortunately, this list doesn't mean I like the character or I don't like the character. This is just a likelihood of them returning. So next we'll grab Devora, who I'm not a fan of. Never been a fan of Devora, but they gave her a lot. Obviously, they were fans of Devora because we saw she killed a lot of big players in the story. She even killed a version of Scorpion. I mean, that's pretty big. That's promising for her. So I think we definitely see Devora. We might see Devora in Mortal Kombat 1. Maybe in a combat pack. If not as a playable character, I think we definitely see her as a cameo. But honestly, I see them adding Devora as a playable character down the line. So we're going to save Devora. We're not going to put her at the top of our ladder, but there's a very, very, very good chance of Devora returning as soon as Mortal Kombat 1. Now, y'all listen, I know y'all might be looking up here at Shinnok. I know Shinnok is not from the Reset era, but I just wanted to put him on the screen because we got to put him in the trash. We don't ever need to see Shinnok again. Hopefully, Liu Kang wiped him out of this universe because I hate the guy. I think in Mortal Kombat 4, Quan Chi should have been the main boss because he was a much stronger character than Shinnok. Terrible design for my boy Shinnok. I couldn't believe they brought him back for Mortal Kombat 10. We don't need to see him back again. How do you bring Shinnok back before you bring Onaga back? Let's wipe our hands clean with that guy. Next, let's grab Cassie Cage. I think there is a very, very, very high chance of Cassie Cage returning in Mortal Kombat. Great character. Of all the Kombat kids, I think Cassie Cage was my favorite. Why does Takeda make it into Mortal Kombat 1 over Cassie Cage? I think that has a lot to do with whatever's going on with his story. Because we see he's not a young man anymore. If you look at the DLC video, his face is definitely older. So I think something's going to go into that story. I don't know what it is, but apparently they're separating him from the Kombat kids. And I think that's a good idea. I think they should separate the Kombat kids, but not all of them. Because I think Cassie Cage needs to stay together with Jackie Briggs. I think these two are kind of like a dynamic duo. They work really well together, and I want to see them build on their story as Kombat kids. But I wasn't a big fan of the other Kombat kids. I didn't like Takeda. I did not like Kung Jin, but I did like these two. So I want these two to return, and I want them to give us some other Kombat kids. I want to see Bi-Han continue on. I don't want them to kill him. I love Noob Saibot, my second favorite character in all of Mortal Kombat, but I don't want them to kill Bi-Han. I want Bi-Han to have a kid with Serena, and that kid needs to be born the same time as Jackie and Cassie Cage. And you put that kid, the kid Sub-Zero, put him in there with the Kombat kids. So let's make a new set of Kombat kids. Let's keep these two, but let's have a kid from Sub-Zero. And I don't know. We'll have to think about another set of characters to have a kid to add in there. So I'd say we need 4 Kombat kids. We need Cassie Cage. We need Jackie Briggs. We need Bi-Han and Serena's kid. Y'all let me know in the comment section. The combat section. Sometimes it is the combat section. But y'all let me know in the comment section who else should have a kid to add to the Kombat kids in Liu Kang's new era. Liu Kang can't have a kid, right? Liu Kang and Katana, since he's a god. I don't know. That's interesting. Maybe they can. So we're going to lock these two in here. So next, we got Kung Jin. Kung Jin does have a chance at returning. Just because we already see Takeda's back, I don't see them bringing Jackie and Cassie back and not bringing Kung Jin back. As I stated earlier, I'm not a fan of Kung Jin or Takeda, but I think Kung Jin will be returning in Mortal Kombat soon. Within this era, whenever we see the Kombat kids, I think we see Kung Jin come back with them. Next, we have Triborg. So Triborg served a great purpose. You don't want to take up too many spots with a robot character, so how do you fix that and still get all of them in the game? You make them all the same character. Now, I believe Ed Boon said this was one of his favorite characters, but I don't know if we need to see Triborg come back because at this point, we haven't seen Cyrax and Sector in these games in a long time. The problem is, you can't really put Cyrax in the game without putting Sector in there, but do you want to take up 2 spots with robot characters? I think that's a big thing of why they are cameos at this point. But I think in the next Mortal Kombat game, we got to get both of them on the roster. I mean, if you don't want to make them robots, that's fine. Just make them their human counterparts and give them an alternate costume as the robots. I mean, whatever. Get them in there how you can. But Triborg himself, I don't think we'll ever see in Mortal Kombat again. Next, we go to one of my favorite characters from the Reset era. We're going to grab the Collector. Now, I know every time they introduce us to new characters in Mortal Kombat, nobody ever likes him, but the Collector was a great character, and he's one they can actually include in the story of Mortal Kombat 1, even if he's not playable. I think we need to see the Collector in there somewhere, but unfortunately, I think this is going to be a character that they forget about. I honestly don't even understand all the hate the Collector gets. This character is very well designed. I mean, his face is ugly like Ermax in Mortal Kombat 1, but that's how we were introduced to him, so it's fine. But he has 6 arms, and he's beating you with every single one of them. In his fatality, he jumps on you, and he's like ripping your organs out. He's the collector, keep in mind. As he's ripping them out, you can see him taking a look to see if there's anything he wants, takes your head off, puts it in his bag. I think Collector was a great character, man. Great moveset, beating you up with knives, beating you up with his arms, beating you up with a lantern or whatever he had. But unfortunately, I think they're going to cancel Christmas on my boy, and we probably won't ever see the Collector again. Ever see him again. Hate to say it. Next, let's grab Kotal Khan. Now, Kotal Khan, great character, but they kind of did him bad, because my boy is a simp. That's all I'll say, man, Kotal. You gotta focus on yourself, King. That's all I'll tell you. You gotta focus on yourself, King. Next, let's grab Erron Black. Now, this is my #1 favorite character from the Reset era. Erron Black is just a character that fits in Mortal Kombat. I hate that he didn't make it into Mortal Kombat 1 because he had a good run. Mortal Kombat X, Mortal Kombat 11. I think he was strong in Mortal Kombat 11 as well. I think it would have cemented him as one of the best Mortal Kombat characters, one of the top Mortal Kombat characters, a mainstay in the Mortal Kombat universe if he made it on this Mortal Kombat 1 roster. Now, I understand they wanted to go with more of the classic characters on this roster, and they had a little 3D era theme where we're sprinkling some of them on it, but I think this could have made Erron Black, man. This could have made him official. Hopefully we get him in DLC Combat Pack 2, but I know we will see Erron Black again because he is such a great character. And last but not least, a lot of people might not like this, but I feel like Skarlet is just a Mortal Kombat character. I don't think she's a needed Mortal Kombat character or an important Mortal Kombat character. You think of characters like Kira. I think Skarlet is in the same vein as Kira. So do we need to see Skarlet back when we have so many other Mortal Kombat characters we can explore from the 3D era? Characters we can potentially bring back from the Reset era? I don't think Skarlet is a mainstay, and I don't think she needs to come back in Mortal Kombat 1, 2, or 3. Maybe bring her back in Mortal Kombat 4 and we can make more of her. But if we got Natara, we really don't need Skarlet to come back with her. All right, so these are the characters we have left over from the 3D era. Now, unfortunately, we had to cancel Christmas on some of them, but it's bound to happen. Look what happened with the characters from the 3D era. When you have over 100 characters in your universe and you're only putting like 25 on the base roster, this has to happen. So I think a lot of these characters we'll actually see in Mortal Kombat 1. I think we'll see D'Vorah and Erron Black added as playable DLC down the line, and I think we'll see Kotal Khan and Kung Jin added as cameos down the line. Let me know what y'all think about it in the comment section, but thank y'all for tuning into this video. If you liked it, don't forget to drop a like on it and smash that subscribe button. And let's get ready to celebrate or cry over this reptile reveal, because I don't think there's going to be any in between. Bomb Squad, let's get to that.